for the Zoo in Duke City is this weekend. Beyond that, there are dozens of other runs going on this summer, and a lot of people right now are starting to train for the Duke City Marathon coming up later in the year. If you're thinking about running, whether you've ran 100 races or just run to the fridge, all this week we're trying to help you get into running. Today we're starting out with something you definitely need, shoes. Matt Glazier from Heart and Soul in Albuquerque is here to talk about that. Good morning, Matt. Thanks for coming in. Let's start with the idea of getting running shoes. If people are going to start their first race or first training, why is it important to get good shoes as opposed to, say, something you can get at a department store or at a discount store?
Great question. Thank you very much, Matt. There is a difference between the shoes that are available in a run specialty store and a department store. The department store shoes, they're meant so that that company can sell 250,000, 500,000 of that shoe. There's less design that goes into it, cheaper manufacturing processes and cheaper materials. Run specialty store is going to carry shoes that are designed to work for runners. Quality materials, quality workmanship. The price goes up a little bit, but the end result also goes up.
Okay, you talk about price. Is it necessarily the more you spend, the better the shoe?
No, not necessarily. In a run specialty, you're going to be looking at anywhere between $100 and actually $170 or so for the cost, but that's not the most important thing. What we look at for all of our customers is their physical characteristics, their kinesiology, their running needs, their experience, and then we use a treadmill gait analysis, which you've seen, that helps us narrow the field of choices, and we look from a variety of brands and types of shoes.
Okay, something particularly many people who don't run or haven't ran a lot in the past know there's different kinds of shoes for different people in the way you run. Let's talk about some of what you brought so far today. These, we've talked a little bit about them in the past. They're a pretty darn big shoe. They're Hokas.
The Hoka, it is an unusual looking shoe. It took me a while to get used to it too, but the Hoka is designed to be a very highly cushioned, very stable shoe, especially useful for people with chronic injuries, for long distance runners, for ultra marathoners. Lots of support, and it's actually one of the fastest growing brands in the industry right now.
Okay, so this might be good for someone who, say, has had some injury problems in the past, could help them out a little bit. Now, on the other end of the scale, you have these. I've ran in these quite a bit. These are the Saucony Kinvaras. Who are these for? What are these shoes like?
The Saucony Kinvara is for, it's a lighter training shoe or a race day shoe, and it's for somebody who's more efficient, a little bit less prone to injury perhaps, should it be a primary training shoe? Maybe not. I don't know anybody. Yeah. It's one that you can add to a stable once you become a little bit more experienced, at running, and you're doing more variety of training.
Okay, very fast shoe too. That's what I like about it. All right, what else did you bring? These are a pair of, are these Brooks?
That's a Brooks Addiction. It's an example of what we call a straight lasted shoe, and actually if you turn it over, you can see the footbed. Puts a lot of material under the foot. This is also a high stability shoe. Okay. So it's got different density materials to slow overpronation rolls. It keeps our ankles and knees and hips aligned.
Okay, you talk about overpronating. That's something you can tell. If people don't know if they overpronate, they go into the shop, you can look at how they walk, how they run on a treadmill, and you can figure that out and get a shoe that helps compensate for that.
Yes, we can, absolutely.
Okay, what else did you bring? You brought a couple of women-specific shoes as well.
Well, I brought a mix. This, for example, is an example of a straight-lasted neutral shoe. It has the same density material all the way around, but it's straight-lasted. So depending on the shape of the arch, the flexibility of the arch, we may want to go with a straight-lasted shoe, even though it's more shoe. This type of shoe is also excellent for somebody who's wearing these in work conditions. Nurses, teachers, things like that. They're wearing this. It provides a lot more support and stability.
Okay. People who are on their feet a lot. The other thing, you brought a couple of pairs of flip-flops.
Right.
These are not for running. But what do you want to get across with this, though?
Right. Thank you, Matt. This is an interesting issue. I picked these up at the store. They're $4 flip-flops.
They're very pretty, Matt.
They're very pretty. I don't wear them, but they're very popular. And if you watch people walking around in these, they're slipping around, sliding around. They're overpronating. Their arches aren't supported. Yeah, they're cute and stuff, but these are keeping, keeping podiatrists in business. A lot of plantar fasciitis and neuromas and other issues occur because of it. This, for example, is a sole thong. It has a contoured arch for the footbed, a metatarsal pad. It has a heel cup so that the foot stays pretty secure in the shoe without wandering all over the place. So a much healthier option.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be wearing flip-flops as we go through the summer, it might be better to invest in a pair with a little bit of arch support. You want to find out more about Heart and Soul and Matt and everything they can do in these shoes, head to our website at Casa.com. Matt, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for bringing Lacey, our pal over there. You're going to be back later in the week talking running-specific socks and some compression wear as well. All right, can't wait. We'll see you in a couple days.